Welcome to another Deff Dice Warhammer 40,000 battle report. This time it's Orcs versus Grey Knights. We'll start off by looking at Nate's 1,500 points of Grey Knights. He is leading his army with a Ordo Xenos Inquisitor, and this is also his warlord. And for the observant people, they'll notice that's actually a War Machine miniature that he has the Inquisitor symbol in the back. He has an Inquisitorial Hunchman Warband, which has 2 Crusaders, which have Storm Shields, and 3 Death Cult Assassins, and they're loaded into that Razorback with twin-linked Heavy Bolters. He has a squad of Purifiers. There's a Knight of the Flame with just as a regular Storm Bolter and Force Halbert. He's got 5 Purifiers with Storm Bolters and Force Halberts, 3 with the Psy Cannon, and then another one with a hammer, and they're all in that Rhino. He's got a squad of Strike Squad. There we go, Grey Knight Strike Squad. Can you tell this is the first time I played these guys? And there's a Justigar, 7 Knights, and with just regular kit, and 2 with a Psy Cannon. And then there's the other squad that doesn't quite pay it. I mean, the video doesn't do these miniatures justice. They are absolutely gorgeous. The Dreadnought has a set of twin-linked autocannons. And then as the allies, he brought Saint Celestine from the Sisters of Battle, as well as a Battle Sister Squad, which is 14 units plus a Sister Superior. There we go. And then we'll take a look at my Orcs. Now, I forgot to set this up before the games. This is afterwards. So this is my HQ. It's my War Boss on bike with 3 knobs with Power Claw. And despite one of them looking like he has a big chop, it's actually a Power Claw. I brought 2 squads of 30 boys. And my painting in comparison is, well, there is no comparison, but it's a knob with a Power Claw, Shooter boys, and 3 big shooters. Now you'll notice there's a bunch of choppas and sluggers in the back. It's just because I don't have enough shooters right now, and Nate was kind enough to allow me to proxy those in. So there's 2 squads of 30, a squad of 15 Ludas, a squad of 4 Death Coptas, all with twin-linked rocket launchers, and I have 2 Daka Jets, one from my Box to Battle series, and one I picked up off Kijiji recently, so I haven't had a chance to repaint it. It's looking a little bright for my orky nature. And so we'll take a look at the table setup. We rolled everything off camera. I just figured we'd save the time. So the mission we're doing from the battle book, it's the WA mission, which is a modified Dawn of War. Basically, instead of having the 12 inches deployment, we had up to 18 inches deployment, so we can get into battle a little bit closer, a little bit sooner. The forest was mysterious terrain, which we rolled for a little bit later in the game. And there's 3 objectives. It was 3D plus 2, and we managed to do 3. And that's the reserve guys I have. And there's the boys. Warlord traits. Nate rolled up the Master of Ambush, which didn't come into effect because he didn't have anything that was coming in on reserve. I got Master of Defense, which you'll find out really didn't make much of a difference, so I don't want to give too much of a spoiler. So we'll see if Nate can steal initiative. He actually let me go first, and not quite, so it was Orcs turn 1. So my plan for turn 1 was to focus on the Purifiers, since I found out they have a nasty psychic ability where if they hit in close combat, everyone in that unit takes a wound on a 4+. So I was not looking forward to losing a significant portion of my 30-boy squad to 1 or 2 Purifiers. So moved the first squad of boys up, and then also the War Boss and the knobs on bikes, and then the second squad of boys as well, and making my difficult terrain test rolls as well. This is the first BatRep I've done where I've had so many boys, so a lot of fast forwarding here. So on to the shooting phase. The Ludas are going to fire into the Purifiers. They managed to get 3 shots each, so that's 45 shots. Of those, 19 hit and 17 wound. So it was a good opening volley from the Ludas. Nate makes 9 of his saves, but that does mean that 8 Purifiers are wiped out right away. So I was quite happy about that. Next up, the first squad of boys are going to fire into them. Now only 3 of them were in range with their shooters, but they managed to get 3 hits and 2 wounds. And now the big shooters are going to fire as well. So they're going to get 9 shots. And of those 9 shots, 4 hit, but only one managed to wound. So that's 3 wounds in total. And he makes 2 saves, but fails 1. There's the one he fails. So 1 more purifier is gone. So he's down to 1. So the other squad of boys, I want to see if they have any luck. They get 6 shots. Only 2 of them hit. I rolled 3 dice because I forgot. There's the other 3. I forgot that they were assault 2. So 2 hit, 1 wounds. Now the big shooters are going to fire as well. They're all within range, so they get 9 shots. Of those 9 shots, 4 hit and 2 wounds. So there's 3 wounds in total. But he managed to make all 3 saves. So that 1 purifier managed to survive the turn. So on to Grey Knight's turn 1. So he's rolling for that Mysterious Forest, which is, I forget the name, but it's the one where it gets rending if they roll a 6 on everyone in there. So, and he's moving up the Sisters. Now the Sisters are actually painted by Nate's wife, and they looked gorgeous as well. So a really nicely painted army to play against. I was put my army to shame. So next up, he's moving the Dreadnought, just getting a better fire position. He's removing the Inquisitor from the Razorback and attaching the unit. Now that 1 purifier is going to move up, and then he's moving the Rhino over as well. Now the first strike squad is going to fire at the bikes. They get 16 shots. Of those, 13 hit, and they do 4 wounds. Now the side cannons are going to fire as well. They get 8 shots, and they get 8 hits, and of those, 8 wounds, I believe, too. So I had 7 wounds against me. No, that's not right. 7 saves. I take 5 wounds, and of those, I lose 2 knobs and put 1 wound on the war boss. Now the strike squad is going to fire. They get 16 shots. Of those, 8 hit and 4 wound. And then the side cannons are going to fire as well, and they get 8 shots, 8 hits, and 8 wounds. So doing a whole bunch of lookout sirs here. So make the first 2, and they go to the wounds go to the knob. He makes a save, so doing the next 2 wounds. For some reason that one landed kind of weird. Make both the saves. The knob takes them and fails one of them, so the knob takes 1 wound. Now I have to do it one at a time. So makes the lookout sir, and the knob fails it, so that knob is dead. Now we got to put the rest of the wounds on the war boss, the last 2, and he makes 1 and fails 1, so he's down to 1 wound. So now the purifier is going to fire. He gets 1 shot, 1 hit, and I fail, so he is gone. So that kills off, so that gives him both the Slay the Warlord and First Blood. So next up, the Dreadnought's going to fire at the Ludas. They get twin linked, so he gets 2 fire again, so he gets 4 shots, 4 hits, 4 wounds, and I'm getting a cover because of where my location is, and I fail, so 4 Ludas gone as well. Next, the Rhino wasn't within range of firing anyone, so he moved up. Now the Razorback is going to fire with the twin linked heavy bolters at the boys. So he gets 3 shots, 3 hits, and managed to get 3 wounds. I managed to make 1 save, so 2 guys are gone. So there's a couple guys out of that unit. Next up, the Sisters are going to roll for their faith points, and then they're going to fire their bolters. They get 13 shots. Of those, 11 hit, and 5 of those wound. I do manage to make 4 saves, so only 1 boy goes there, and that brings us to the end of turn 1. So as you can see, the mob there is making its way forward. I think the biggest thing in this was the Purifier squad being almost wiped out, and sadly my war boss and bike, knobs on bike getting gone right away, giving Nate 2 points right at the end of turn 1. So comment below, let us know how you think this is going to go. Again, there's 3 objectives. And I'm pointing to where my knobs used to be and my war boss used to be. I'm holding one of them right now. There's the one in the middle, and then the other strike squad for Nate's there. So click on the link for part 2. Let us know what you thought. If we've made any mistakes or have any comments, throw them in the section below. Appreciate that. We always have a rules you get wrong section, so if you notice anything, we'll call it out in the video that falls, usually about a week after this. There's a number of other Deff head dice videos there. The battle reports. I got the Orc box to bomber video I did for my Bomba, and I also do War Machine and Hordes battle reports as well. So click on those links. Click on subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you a moment in part 2.